I think this idea of scarcity is one of the reasons that we feel so lonely as people. I mean, think about how people are so depressed these days. We have these mental disorders. We feel like we're on our own. We feel like we really have to do everything on our own, and it's taking so much energy to just sustain ourselves. We have to work so much. We have to like figure things out on our own, and that's not how we were meant to live as humans. I'm reading this book called Sacred Economics right now, and that's why I just put it down to start recording, because this came up, and this idea that there's a lack in this world, that there isn't an abundance of resources, essentially has been ingrained in our society. It's been ingrained in the way we use money, that money is a scarce resource. At least that's what we're told, right? So we got to work hard to get a bunch of it to be able to sustain ourselves and like all these things, right? And what the reason I'm sharing this is because I look at nature as a mirror, and Sacred Economics in the book it does too, and it brought this up for me, is that like there is truly abundance in nature. But we even take this mindset that there's a lack, that we have to fight for resources, essentially. We have to do everything we can to survive. Nobody's going to help us. There's a limited amount of resources. We put this on to nature as well. I think about it with me growing the gardens and working on farms, and looking at how agriculture has gone over the past however many thousand years. It's like looking at it like plants are actually fighting for resources. So what do? We end up isolating plants. We try to sterilize the ground from any quote-unquote weeds, and we end up destroying the soil. We end up having to put chemicals on the food, on the soils, to try to destroy any competition for the plant so that it has enough water, nutrients, whatever. But because we decided that it's a fight for your life kind of life out in nature, and we look at that, and that's how we're growing our gardens. So we actually destroy what would actually create abundance in the system. So we actually are the ones creating the scarcity ourselves. The scarcity was never there. But what do? We come in and destroy everything that was actually helping each other. So if we can look at nature in a different way, for example, trees, what do some trees do? A lot of trees, they can mine for water underground, and they bring up water to the surface for the other plants that are around there. Then you have plants that are called nitrogen fixers, and these are just small examples, right? But nitrogen fixing plants that allow bacteria in the soil to fix nitrogen into the soil, and then that nitrogen is used by plants, which grow more roots, which provide more food for the soil, which give back to the bacteria that helped fix the nitrogen. So this is a small example of seeing that there isn't this competition mindset in nature. The only time there's competition in nature is when we create it. We're the ones creating it because we come in and we destroy. We like try to isolate things, and we try to make them function on their own, and then we have to go mine resources from another place to add to this place for it to even create anything, right? So taking it back to the human level of when we put ourselves in these boxes that there's limited resources, and that like we're creating this for ourselves, we end up alone and isolated and fighting one another, instead of coming back to like what this book Sacred Economics is talking about, is actually living in the mindset of what he calls the gift. And like what I see in nature is that the tree is gifting water to the plants below it, and the plants below it, maybe it's a nitrogen fixer. That plant now has water to fix nitrogen that the tree can now use to create more leaves. And then the leaves, they fall. The tree will gift its leaves, quote unquote, like a gift, like it's giving it to the ground. And those leaves now feed microbes and life on the top of the soil, that they take the nutrients from there and they're gifting it to the soil below, and it goes back to the roots, and it's this circle, right? It's this circle, and the resources never run out. There's never this like resources are going to run out. We're the ones creating the environments where the resources look like they're going away, but they're always there in the dirt. They're always there in the soil. They're always there in the air. God has gifted us everything we need to survive and thrive on this planet, but we have to get back to this mindset of there are enough resources. And if we come back together, instead of being in fractured communities where we're all separate, we come back together, learn how to love one another, which takes a lot of internal work, right? And that's what I do. That's what I'm doing with myself, learning how to actually express my love for someone else again, like actually expressing gratitude to people and gifting and like sharing my love, what I feel, like what I can give, and actually being able to express that. So it's a lot of internal work, but that's what I'm here to also help people with, is when we can take care of our physical body, like I talk about with breathing and nutrition and sleeping and movement and nature connection, we have this energy again to focus on this internal work and ourselves, because it does take a little being like just focus on ourselves for a bit to figure out, okay, let's get out of this stress state and figure out how to get calm again, be able to focus and listen and see where I can heal myself inward so I can actually begin to love another human again, start showing love to my community. And that ultimately, as people start to heal themselves, it creates more ability to be joyful, to be giving, to help one another, right? It helps you be able to turn your gifts online, because we all have individual gifts that we're meant to be giving. It's a gift that is meant to be given to another. And this is what creates a sacred circle of reciprocity. As you give your gift, it helps another, that person helps another, that person helps another, and eventually the person they helped comes back to you, and that's what happens. But it starts with healing ourselves. It starts with literally, physically, mentally, emotionally healing ourselves, right? And that's what I'm here for, because I want us to come back together as humans. Like, there's a lot of work I'm doing on myself now, is realizing that I'm still like have some of that programming of feeling like I have to do it on my own, not even being able to accept a gift from another person. I don't know if anyone listening, if that resonates with you, but it's like you feel like you're forced. You don't even give people an opportunity to help you. And like I said, we've been programmed really seriously from, I swear, from birth, that we got to do it on our own. But think about, as a baby, you come out of the womb, you have to accept help. You're helpless. Like, we're forced to do that. And it's this beautiful thing of like the baby, we give all this love to this baby without expecting anything in return. And if we can take that into our communities and like be giving from this place of like, I just want to give my gift because that's what I want to do. It's fulfilling, it's purposeful, and not expecting these returns. Like, but in our current like model right now, it's like we can't survive without, it's like we cannot survive without like, yeah, it's almost like we have to be extractive. It's like they're telling us we have to be forced to extract, and yeah, it's not okay. So this message is really to encourage you to realize that we need one another. We all have gifts that can help one another. I talked about this in my last audio note, is that we all have something to give to one another, and we have to get back to the state of being able to physically actually be able to give our gifts. Having the time, the energy, and really I want to focus on the energy. I'll repeat this over and over because I really want you to understand, like, We're not going to be able to give our gift until we literally have the energy to be able to give it. If we're in a stress state, like we're not being fed well, our body's just trying to survive, we're not breathing well, we're not sleeping well, it's in a stress state, you're not going to even know what your gift is, most likely. Like, you're just in that survival state. Try to get money to get, try to get food, try to get nutrition, try to get enough sleep, try not to just be stressed the fuck out all the time, So that's why I talk about, and this is why I help people with this and getting back into the body, reconnected to where you come from, which is nature. And nature is abundance. Nature is naturally abundance. God gave us this earth to live on, this beautiful body, this beautiful place, water, air, sunlight, trees, food, fruit. All these things were given to us as a gift from God. And when we hold it like that and we connect back to it and realize and be able to accept this gift, then we ourselves are able to give our gift, and we come back to nature and we rejoin the circle I mentioned earlier, with the trees bringing the water for the plants, and the air and the trees exchanging and giving us oxygen to breathe and other animals to breathe. We rejoin that circle. And then ultimately that energy that you get from rejoining that circle, physically grounding down and being part of it, and you start giving back to other humans who then can join the circle with you. And we end up in this sacred reciprocity circle, right? And I'm not saying this is going to happen overnight, right? Like, we really are entrenched in this disconnected from community, disconnected from ourselves, disconnected from one another, disconnected from our food, disconnected from who we truly are as these spiritual human beings. Like, we're very disconnected. So it's going to take time, but it starts with one step at a time. And this is why a lot of these audio notes I end with simply, if you want to start feeling and reconnecting to nature, reconnecting with yourself, like building physical health, it starts with getting outside and putting your bare feet on grass, going and touching a tree, go sit under a tree, go walk out in nature barefoot. Just go be out in the sun and realize and stop 15 minutes, even 5 minutes, you're going to feel a difference and feel the energy that comes when you decide to reconnect with this. And it's a lot, there's a lot more beyond that, but keep it simple for yourself and just start with little steps. And if you want to go further, if you want to go on a serious journey of transformation and reconnecting to the circle, reconnecting with yourself, getting this gift out to the world that the world needs, your neighbor needs, your community needs you to start actually giving your gifts, so we can shift for future generations into this sacred reciprocity circle where eventually we don't feel isolated. We don't feel like we have to fight for resources and mine the earth for resources, because we're back in this sacred reciprocity of giving and gifting and receiving. And that is what I want for our future generations. And it starts with literally getting back on grass, touching the earth, getting to a farmer's market even, and just knowing where your food comes from. Where does your food come from? Know it. Talk to the person who grew it. Grow something in your windowsill. All these things will reconnect you back to nature, reconnect you back to the circle. And I even did an hour-and-a-half long workshop on simply discussing and diving in with the participants of how can you just simply reconnect to nature. And a few of the biggest ways were literally just barefoot on the grass, go to a farmer's market to get your food, grow your own food in a windowsill. Like, simple things like that are what are going to reconnect you to your humanness. And eventually, like I'm talking about, it's going to lead to a better society, I believe, of giving and gifting and love, ultimately love for one another. Because when we're not in a state of fighting and extracting and just wanting money from another person, like not even having the time and capacity to be able to connect with another human being is terrible. So I want to get back to this place of loving one another, reconnected to nature, reconnected to who we are. So that's what I'm here for. That's what the revolution is. That's the revolution and mission I'm charged with. Leading, inspire a revolution in love and nature reconnection that's going to impact the next 7 generations and beyond. I want you to be part of this. And if you are feeling inspired by this, you feel like what I'm saying really is clicking for you, please comment below or message me. Literally, you can DM me just, hey, and I'll know that you listened to this. Or you can comment below what you got out of this, and I'm going to message you, because I'm here to connect with those who are truly ready for a new future for themselves, and also a new future for our children and our children's children, because you are the people that I want to connect with, because we need more people like you who are feeling this call to give your gifts so that the future generations can change, so that the world today can begin changing. We are suffering, okay? The world is suffering, people are suffering. I don't have to go into the details because you know what I'm talking about. So, this is a call. Comment below, message me. I offer 3-month containers. I offer personalized coaching. We can make it however many months, however many weeks, whatever it needs to be. I need to get to know you so I know how I can help you. I have a lot to offer, and a lot that can help you start physically feeling better, more joy, giving your gift out to the world in an impactful way. So like I said, if this resonates with you, just comment below or message me directly. But I'm going to keep putting these out for you guys. I'm really excited and really energized, and looking forward to recording the next one. But that's it for today, guys. Much love, and reminder, get outside, put the feet on the grass.